Hey, welcome into today's self-stretch session. Today is going to be a full body stretch and we will hold the posture statically. It's going to be for about 5 deep breaths, maybe somewhere around 30 seconds for each hold. During that time, I want you to really focus on your breath and focus on any resistance you feel. So you'll breathe into the tight spaces, letting your inhale flow through and create space. And on your exhale, you'll try to relax and see if you can let the tension melt away little by little with each and every exhale. We'll start our practice seated. Pull your heels in towards your body, your toes point up, your feet are a little bit wider than your hips. Press your hands down behind you with your fingertips facing outward. Lift your chest up and roll your shoulders down and away. Take a breath in. On your exhale, drop your knees over to the right. Roll your left shoulder back. Press into the floor to lift your heart up. You can stay here. Maybe you turn your chin over towards your left shoulder. Deep, full breaths in. Slow, controlled breaths out. Keep lifting your heart up towards the ceiling. Continue to roll your left shoulder down and away. Start to sit up. Turn to your right so your chest is facing out over your right knee. Bring your hands out in front of you. Now, if you're tight, maybe this is enough and you're really feeling this in your right hip. If you have more space, start to reach your heart out over your front knee, maybe lower to your forearms, or maybe even lower all the way down and rest your forehead on your hands. Find a steady rhythm to your breath. Let your breath carry your awareness to any tight spaces in your body. Find a deeper connection on your inhale. And become softer as you melt into the posture on your exhale. Gently bring yourself back up. Bring your right hand behind you so you can stay the way you are. I'm going to rotate so you can see what's happening with my hand. Bring your right hand behind you so you're leaning back. You should start to feel this in your left hip. You can stay up on your hand. If you have more space, you can lower down to your forearm. That's up to you. You can start with your left hand by your right as you fill your lungs. And on your exhale, reach your left hand behind you and lean back. Feel the internal rotation through your left hip. Notice if you feel a sense of holding on in your left hip. And on your exhale, can you try to soften and relax into the space? Continue deep, unimpeded breaths in and out of your nose. Come back up. Keep your legs in the same position. Start to turn your upper body to the right. So instead of facing out over your right knee, now you're facing back over your right hip. And start to walk your hands out. Bring your right hand to the top corner of your mat. And then reach your left arm all the way across towards your right hand. So your left hand reaching out is going to be what creates the stretch down the left side of your body. Try to turn your left armpit towards the floor and square your chest off to the best of your ability. Gently begin to walk yourself back up. Come all the way back to center so that you're on your heels, toes point up, heels in close to your body, wider than your hips. And this time you'll drop your legs over to the left. Roll your right shoulder down, press into your hands to lift your sternum up. You can stay in the center, you can start to turn and look over your right shoulder. On your inhale, your chest gets lighter. On your exhale, your right shoulder heavier as it rolls away. Start to come back up. Now turn your chest to face over your left knee. Same thing, walk your hands out. Feel yourself sink back into your left hip as you take a breath in. On your exhale, maybe you stay on your hands, maybe you lower to your forearms, or maybe you come all the way down to rest your head on your hands or on the mat. Feel this in the outside of your left hip. Feel the steadiness of your breath. Feel yourself surrender to the pose. Start to lift yourself back up. You can keep yourself the way you are. I'm just going to adjust again so you can see what's happening with my back hand. Left hand comes behind, so you're leaning back a little bit into your right hip, either on your hand or on your forearm. Your right hand can be by your left. Inhale. Exhale. Open up, lean back, and settle in. Notice if your right knee is lifting up off the floor. If it is, maybe you back out of the pose a little bit and come up onto your left hand instead. Last breath. Bring yourself back up to a tall seated position. Now instead of facing your left knee, you'll turn to the left and face out over your hip towards the back. Walk your left hand to the top left corner of your mat. Reach your right arm out and around and stretch forward as far as you can. Maybe rest your forehead on your mat, on your left hand, on a block, whatever you need to do. And breathe into the right side of your body. Feel this from your right shoulder, down the side of your body, all the way into your right hip, maybe your right IT band. Begin to crawl yourself back up. You can bring your knees back to center. However you want to get there, make your way towards a tabletop. Your shoulders are over your wrist. Your hips are above your knees. Take a few rounds of cat-cow here. You can empty your lungs looking between your hands. On your inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your chin, arch your lower back. Exhale, chin to chest, push the floor away, draw your stomach in and sit your hips back to your heels. Inhale, arch your spine, pull your heart forward, finding extension. Exhale, round into flexion, stomach in, chin to chest as you sit back. We'll take just one more of those. Inhale, look up, drop your belly. Exhale, round your upper back, middle back, lower back as you sit towards your feet. Come back up. Moving into a twist, thread your right arm underneath your left. Keep your hips stacked above your knees. Your right shoulder comes to the floor as you rest your head down as well. You can walk your left hand out in front. You could leave it where it is, or you can drop it behind your back. That's up to you. If you moved your left hand, bring it back to where it started underneath your left shoulder. Press down to unthread your right arm. Take it to the other side. On your exhale, reach your left arm across underneath. Find a comfortable position, either keeping your right hand where it is, extending your fingertips out towards the front of your mat, or dropping your right hand behind your back. Notice the quality of your thoughts as well as the feelings in your body. If your mind is wandering or daydreaming, can you use your breath to keep you focused on your practice? Place your right palm on the floor underneath your shoulder, press up and unthread. Gently start to make your way down to your stomach. Reach your left arm out to the side so it's in line with your shoulder. Start to roll over to the left. So as you can see, my right foot is standing on the floor behind my left leg. That's one option. You could always just let your right leg be straight and hang out if that feels better. Or you can bring both knees towards your chest and have your inner thighs connected to make it a little bit easier. So find whatever suits you. I like to walk my right hand away from my left hand in the opposite direction. Roll back onto your stomach and go to the other side. So with your right arm reaching out, you'll start to roll over to the right. Adjust yourself as you need to. Find a comfortable position with your left hand. Find a comfortable position with your left leg. Breathe deeply. Come back to center. Press yourself up, coming back towards your tabletop. Then you can sit up onto your knees. Bring your left foot forward so your right foot is back. Now, this may be a lot on your knee. You can place some extra padding under there. Maybe fold your mat up. You also want to make sure that you're not sitting directly on your kneecap. So kind of slide your leg back and find a little traction forward so that you're more above your kneecap on your lower thigh. Now, this is a great place for a strap. If you're not super flexible, you can hook your strap around the top of your back foot and hold it over your shoulder. I'm going to take the bind with my hands. So you can grab your foot with both hands if that works, or you can grab your strap, put it around the top of your right foot and hold it over your right shoulder with both hands. Lift your chest, pull your right heel in towards your glute as you sink your hips forward. Keep your chest lifted and breathe into your right quad and your hip flexors. Deep breaths. Keep them as full as possible. Without slingshotting your back foot, gently set it down. Keep your legs the way they are for half split. Straighten your front leg. Now, you might need to slide your front foot forward or slide your right knee back. You want to keep your hips stacked above your knee. Flex your left toes back towards your face. Feel your hips be drawn to the back of the room as your chest is drawn towards your toes. Take a breath in, and you could stay right here if this is enough, or exhale, round in, bring your chin to your chest. Keep pulling your hips back behind you. Your stomach comes in. You're lengthening forward through the crown of your head or your chest. Start to come up, bend into your left knee. Step your left knee back to meet your right. We'll take the other side. Bring your right foot forward. Come up off of your left kneecap. Grab your strap if you need to, or reach back to grab your foot with your hands. Shoulders roll down and back. Your heart lifts as your lungs fill up. Exhale, bend into your right knee. Hug your left heel in and move your chest forward. Let your exhales be just as long as your inhales. Start to rise back up as you gently set your left foot down. Bring your right knee back to meet your left. Downward facing dog with your hands at the top of your mat. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Find length in your spine. You can softly bend your knees. Elbows wrap towards the floor as you push them out away with your thumbs. Draw your low belly in, reach your hips up and back. Bring your chin towards your chest, look towards your belly button. You can start to walk your hands back to your feet, walk your feet up to your hands, maybe meet somewhere in the middle for a forward fold. With your chin to your chest and a generous bend in your knees, start to roll up through your spine one vertebra at a time until you come up to stand. For this next part, if I were you, I would use a wall. I'm just going to do it sort of here on my mat. But if I was at home, I would most definitely be doing this against a wall. Right leg back, left leg forward, stretching into your calf. Have a nice long stance. So if you're at the wall, you'll place your hands on the wall, bend into your left knee, and drive your right heel down. I'm just going to stay here like so. Think about tucking your tailbone under and squeezing your glute on the right side. Be heavy in your right heel. Sink deeper into your left knee. Come back up and switch out. So now your right foot is forward, your left leg is back. As long a stance as you can have with your left heel grounded. Square your hips to the front. Sink into your knee, maybe hands on the wall, pushing into the wall. Maybe just keeping your hands on your hips to keep you stable. Come back up. And that, my friends, is it for today's session. I hope your body feels looser, longer, more relaxed. Thank you for letting me guide you through your practice. My name is Casey, and until we do this again, know that I see you, know that I believe in you, know that I love you,